Welcome. We are in the Strategy CAD Methodology and Tools Guide. As you may already know, the purpose of the Strategy CAD Methodology and Tools Guide is to support you and your team to make your strategic choices, to formulate your business blueprint, so that your business and indeed each business unit in your business can be set up for the greatest opportunity for ongoing success. We are concluding Phase 1. Our ambition in Phase 1 has been to provide you the opportunity to unify your strategy team's definition, purpose and approach to business strategy through common language, strategy purpose, and practices. Please join me to recap what we achieved in Phase 1. Session 1 was about why and how to unify strategy purpose and practice. In that session we asked why unify your team's understanding of strategy purpose, what is the value of that purpose, what decisions or choices make up a complete business strategy and how you can guide productive and effective strategic thinking and communication. We proposed the value of unifying your team's understanding of strategy purpose was to unite them in the mission of fulfilling the agreed and valuable role of strategy in your business. This avoids any potential specific personal or functional variations or divisions in understanding the role of strategy. The opportunity was for consistent and focused strategic thinking, decisions and actions. The opportunity to ensure when your team is speaking about strategy, they are speaking the same language, they are rowing in the same superior customer value direction. We clarified that the purpose of defining and managing a business strategy was to create a competitive advantage and that a competitive advantage is important because it is how your business is seen as superior by your target market in meeting their needs. When your business is perceived as being superior in meeting your customers' needs, then your customers are more willing to buy, pay for and stay with what it is your business offers. It may lower your cost of customer acquisition, increase your customer retention and deliver superior value back to the stakeholders of the business. We then asked the question of what choices need to be made to design a complete business strategy. We looked at the Lafley and Martin 5-choice model. We then looked at the Jeff Dyer et al. 4-choice model. Finally, we looked at the Strategy CAD Unified Choice Model, which also includes the strategy kernel to enable seamless transition from strategy choice making or formulation into strategy implementation. We briefly looked at the Strategy CAD Strategic Choices Canvas as the enabler of recording your strategic choices, assuring that they are mutually supportive, communicating your choices and then keeping those choices current. We then looked at the Strategy CAD Strategy Implementation Canvas as the enabler of focused implementation in response to your choices. In Session 2, we introduced or reintroduced you to the generic strategies. We asked the question, why generic strategies? We demonstrated that generic strategies enable faster and consistent choice making and they can help you identify what capabilities and resources are required to fulfill the strategies. We then discussed the two major ways to compete. These were either cost leadership or differentiation. You saw that some people make it a little more complex by deciding on the scope of the strategy. You can have broad market or focused market. Finally, we looked at 3 additional ways you could classify your strategy. These were operational excellence, usually associated with cost leadership. Product leadership, which is about creating a superior product for a particular segment of the market, and then we looked at customer intimacy as an alternative form of a differentiation strategy. You saw outlined the features and the requirements of each generic pattern type. In Session 3 we looked at strategy as an enabler of driving and thriving in change rather than being run over by it. We asked the question, given so many businesses and business leaders are under the constant demand of change, can strategy practice as an organizational capability help with that? Firstly, we reiterated that strategy practice is always required. Strategic choices must be made in the quest to deliver superior customer value and superior choices must be made in the quest to create competitive advantage. But, since we are doing it anyway, we also introduced the idea that strategy practice can be your business nervous system. Strategy practice is how you monitor, interpret and respond to external changes in your business environment. You record your observations, consider your beliefs and future expectations. You can then decide whether the sum of change represent an opportunity or a threat. You and your team the elaborate to define those opportunities or threats. In response to opportunities and threats, you update your strategic choices, update your implementation plans, and communicate those changes so as to be responsive in achieving opportunities or mitigating threats. Then you saw we briefly went through the 3 steps. Together we looked at how Strategy CAD can facilitate your strategic choice making and enable strategy practice as your business nervous system. We looked at some of the enablers from the Strategic Choices Canvas, and then we looked at how the Strategy Implementation Canvas can also enable strategy practice as your business nervous system. Hopefully at this end of Phase 1 you have a better foundation for your team to be unified in strategy purpose and strategy practice. And in our next step we can move on to Phase 2, which is all about making your strategic choices to define your superior value blueprint. Thank you so much. Bye for now.